everybody, my name is Carly Veal, and for my special topics presentation, I will be talking about unit production management. I will answer questions that include what a UPM is, what their responsibilities include, types of education and training one may need, skill sets, and of course their salary. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and dive on in. So my presentation is on unit production management. I think the big question here that everyone might be asking is, what is a unit production manager? I think it's a position that we all understand exists and is there and is in the credits on movies and television shows, but I think we kind of undermine the importance of this role. Um, the UPM is hired by the producer during the pre production stage in order to oversee the budget and the schedule of any film or TV show. The UPM is responsible for general management of the film set. There actually can be more than one UPM depending on how many shoots you have going on within one day. So if you have a shoot that is active in LA and you also have a shoot scheduled the same day in New York, there can be more than one unit production manager. Obviously, you can't be in two places at once. So if your budget allows, it is very common that you do see more than one manager, but it's basically in the name. You are the manager for that particular unit, whether it's in LA, if it's in New York or Vegas or wherever you're at, that's where you're managing. The UPM is an administrative role that helps organize a film set and solve any problems that may occur. And any paperwork that needs to get done passes through the UPM's hands. So anything that involves money, deal memos, like insurance, purchase orders, anything like that that involves, messing with a TV show's budget or a film's budget, anything like that is going to land on the UPM's desk. The UPM is very crucial for success. They're responsible for creating a realistic budget and working to make sure that producers get the best movie that they can. So responsibilities include, hiring crew, negotiating contracts, getting deals for equipment, reviewing contracts, authorizing payroll, arranging travel, approving purchase orders. So like I said in the prior slide, really anything that involves money or involves possibly jeopardizing your budget for whatever media is being produced. Unit production managers usually spend most of their time on their phone or in their office. They're working with resources, they're reworking schedules, they're making deals with vendors, and they're also just talking to department heads and making sure that they have everything they need in order to be successful for the next day or for the next scene or anything like that. So although UPMs don't necessarily have creative oversight on the production, they usually do have to jump through hoops and do magic tricks in order to support the creative vision with the budget that they are given. UPMs do have to understand the director's vision and the story in order to offer alternative solutions. So it's really easy to simply say, no, we can't do that, that's not in the budget. But it's way more impressive to say, yeah, we can do that, but what if we, use this type of car instead of like a semi truck or something like that. Always say, okay, well, how can we pull that off with the type of budget that we have? So that's a lot more impressive to producers and directors, and you will more likely be hired onto their next shoot. So this was just a cool quote that I found. It says, UPMs must know the ins and outs of where everyone is supposed to be. This can only be accomplished by listening to each individual department and understanding their needs. It's a team effort. So necessary skills to come out on top. The most important skill to consider is organization. UPMs literally deal with hundreds of pages of paperwork, and if any of those pages are requested, a UPM has to know exactly where they're at and exactly where to find them and be able to give them to whoever's asking within seconds notice, really. They need to have good people management skills. You're dealing with lots of different personalities on set. and you need to be good at handling that. You need good negotiation skills, especially when you're dealing with paying people, or, you know, dealing with equipment, and, you know, what you can afford for those types of things. You should have numerical abilities. You should have a creative approach to problem solving. And of course, the given is budget and scheduling. So, do you have what it takes? The four most valuable personality traits that I had found were that one needs to be a self starter. You have to have a can do attitude, and you need to have confidence. You are the person that people are looking towards with these types of questions and concerns, and you need to be able to handle that situation with the utmost confidence. You need to be able to prioritize correctly. You need to have the ability to multitask, manage, and shift priorities based on the urgency of the situation. You need to be diplomatic. Like I also stated in the previous slide, you'll deal with a bunch of diverse personalities, and you need to be able to handle those people in a sensitive and effective manner, and make sure you're not being completely just rude to people. So that's a very important trait to have. And also, just you need to be reliable and to be able to solve a problem, hopefully before it occurs. We know that's not always the case, but you are essentially reliable for keeping a production on track. So, education and training, like any type of occupation, career, job, position, whatever you want to call it, any type of position within film and entertainment, you know, a degree is not necessarily required. Um, but even though a degree is not necessarily required to become a UPM, it is advantageous to pursue a bachelor's degree, especially in a related subject such as film, television, media, business, sometimes theater. I've saw that a couple places online. Because of this type of education, you'll have a better knowledge about jobs, equipments, techniques, responsibilities. You'll know the process of a shoot, of the production stages. You have to have a rock solid understanding of the filmmaking process. So, you know, UPMs are highly experienced veterans of the film industry. You must know how to budget and schedule. That's vital to your position. You can take courses at your local community college or online. There's even a couple tutorials on YouTube on just how to learn the basics of how to, you know, create a spreadsheet or be able to budget things correctly. So, although they're not required, obviously courses in finance, human resources, math, and entertainment business are recommended. So, the path to success. Before becoming a unit production manager, you will usually work as a production assistant, a production coordinator, you know, hopefully be promoted to assistant production manager or an assistant director. So, these are just a couple bullet points that I had found within articles and books that I was researching that offer advice on how to get to your end goal. So, really, you just have to work on a set. You need to be able to understand the ins and outs of a production set and really just dive in and just be immersed in that environment. You can't be afraid to freelance for other departments. The more you learn, the better you'll be at your dream job. So a UPM is really, you know, it's in charge of the money for all of the departments. So if you can become an art PA, or, you know, work with camera or work with sound, help grip or anything like that, you will better understand their needs and the way that they all work and communicate, and you will easily be able to like address these situations in a higher position. So after a while, when you've put in some work as a PA, you know, try to work your way into the production office as an office PA, and ask your UPM on that particular set, or ask the producer or whatever, whoever's in charge, ask them if you could get some time with the budget. See where all the money goes and how the budget moves and changes, and how a production just keeps on keeping on. You can take on a small project with your friends, do a short, an indie film. Once you've seen a project all the way through, producers feel way more comfortable trusting you with their money, knowing that you have taken on this role before. And also just putting your 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours to master a craft, so just keep on keeping on. So work on a low budget feature, short film, or student film. It is an opportunity to work with a full crew and make mistakes with low consequences. All right, so enough of working with numbers. How about you show me the numbers? So according to Forbes magazine, a UPM salary can range anywhere from $3,500 to $4,800 per week. That's triple digits if you add that up annually. Pretty impressive. Depending on the number of films a UPM works, they can definitely earn a very comfortable living. However, some UPMs are paid by the production, so their salary is earned by keeping the film on track or by any means necessary. Sometimes your salary is coming out of the budget that is allotted for the film, so you can't always expect to be making $4,800 a week. Also, though, fun fact, if you are registered with the Directors Guild of America, they have, or if you're registered as a UPM, you have a much more stable income. Depending if you're working on like a TV show, a movie, a sitcom, like if it's over 30 minutes, under 30 minutes, if it's a feature film, anything like that, they have different like pay grades for each type of media. But whatever that is, that's just the floor price. So I think, for a feature film, you can make up to $7,800 per week, but that's just floor price. It's not a ceiling. So you're guaranteed at least that amount of money, but you are definitely allowed to make more than that. So where is my credit? Because we all love to see our name in credits. The end credit begins where the individual end credit titles leave off. So individual end credit titles include, writers, directors, producers, casting directors. They can do like DPs, post-production supervisors, all of those credits that happen directly after the movie ends that usually just have a name or two. Those are considered individual end credits. And one of the very first credits to appear in the crawl are the production department personnel, like the UPM. So then right underneath the UPM is often the cast, and then it goes into all of the other departments on set. All right, and that's it. So now you own all the information to become a unit production manager. I really wish that we were all still in school and that we could all resume normally. Unfortunately, we all understand that those aren't the circumstances. So with that being said, I really do wish all of you guys the best of luck with the rest of your semester, and also just with the rest of your life and with your career and everything. And I really hope that I can see all of you guys in the future. And if you ever need anything, like, don't be afraid to reach out. And if you ever need a unit production manager for your film, let me know. So anyway, guys, I hope you're staying happy, and most importantly, I hope you're staying healthy. So bye, guys.